Hey, everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge, and this is Piggyskin Picks, where I pick the winners and losers of the upcoming NFL weekend, week number 12, boys and girls, 10 out of 16 in the pick'ems, 62.5%. So week 13 is kicking off here in a couple of hours on Sunday because, Kung Flu, Baltimore Ravens favoritism, and Wednesday afternoon football all transpired in week 12. So the trade-off here in week 13 is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday football. So, hooray! Yeah. And we start off talking about Sunday football games and New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And yeah, I think the Falcons are going to lose. Saints cover the -3 spread. I think the game goes over at 46. And I don't think there's a whole lot you can learn about either of these teams in this game. Cool, Taysom Hill is going to throw some footballs and get stat nerds and football fantasy idiots all fucking horned up. But does it really matter at the end of the day? Not really. Because the Saints, ultimately, it comes down to how they perform in the playoffs, right? And for the Falcons, you already fucked up your draft position at this point. So, yeah, might as well try your best and win those games. Again, I've said this about the Atlanta Falcons multiple times throughout this season. Free Julio Jones. He deserves an actual team. Young Hoku. I'm going to say this now. Free Julio Jones. I've been saying that for a while now. But Young Hoku is the best kicker in the NFL. Probably right next to Sanders in the Miami Dolphins. Stats back me up on that shit. And man, oh man. I gotta think. Young Hoku. The way this guy just laser fucking accurate kicks that goddamn football, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I can hear the nerdy angst behind the fucking screen watching this and listening to me praise, Young Hoku. But what about Rodrigo Blankenship? The glasses. Blankenship isn't even the fucking third or fifth best kicker in the league at this point. Stop it. You're hyping this kid up right now. In year one. Year two, I have no idea how good he's going to be. But Young Hoku, man, oh man, UDFA coming on up and looks sure. Looks like a sure shoe-in for the All-Pro mark this year because he's just been amazing as a kicker this season. So, for the Falcons, it's individual players that you're gonna, flaunt out a little bit, right? So eventually they go into real teams, but who the hell knows? Maybe Arthur Blank just shills all the goddamn money and just says, all right, we're going to build the team again, do this all over, get to the Super Bowl, and blow another lead. What? Yes. Because that's your lot in life. So embrace it. And as for the Saints fans, what more can I say about Sean Payton and the perennial choke jobs that you guys are? But again, regular season shit doesn't matter. So let's move on in to the next game between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. And oh god, what another game where you're not going to really give a shit and learn shit about either teams. But I would like to think, and see the Detroit Lions get a win here. And I like them to cover the +3 spread. And this game probably goes on the under 45 just because of poor quarterbacking play on both sides. Now, for the Lions, you fired Matt, Patricia. You fucking fired the GM. Oh, boy. But you got Darrell Bevell as your interim? Like, really? You couldn't find anybody else? You can find anybody else? Okay, all right. The Bears. How do you start 5-1 and just end up to where you are right now? You've been shit. I've known you were shit for quite some time, but oh boy, to see where you are now, it's laughable. And it's kind of disgusting. So, fuck out of here. Goddamn peasants. Both of you. Both of you. Lions and Bears. Fuck out of here, both of you. So let's move on into the next game, where the Colts will be taking on the Houston Texans. And, God, dude. I like the Colts to win this game. I like them to cover the -3 spread. I also like the game to go over at 51. Now, the Colts defense has been pretty okay. I mean, I wouldn't say, elite, right? Legion of Boom shit, elite, but they've been doing well. And I think in this game, and for the purposes of this matchup, I think they show out against Deshaun. I think they suppress him down to a certain level, maybe 18 to 21 points from that offense, and hope that the other side with Phillip Rivers, that shit gets done. Although last week wasn't all that spectacular for the Colts, but I believe they bounced back against a absolute dog shit Houston Texans team, man. I don't really know what else to say about the squad other than brace your assholes, dude, because you're probably not going to have your superstars for a long time. That's what this ownership has shown, I mean, through their indifference of keeping around Bill O'Brien. And I honestly think Deshaun Watson is going to be out in 2 to 3 years. This organization is absolutely pathetic. The Colts, listen, keep fighting, keep getting along. I mean, you're trying to get to the playoffs. So, Frank, you know what to do. Don't over-rely on Phillip Rivers. Otherwise, you're fucked. Now, moving on to the next game, where good old John Gruden's Las Vegas Raiders will be going into the Meadowlands over there in New Jersey, taking on the New York Jets. Yes, I understand how strange that sounds, but that's the way it is, kids. That's the way it is. And the way it is that the Vegas Raiders are favored by -8, and I like that spread. I like the Raiders to win. I also like the over at 46.5. Why? For whatever reason, the Jets are actually starting to play over the last few weeks. I don't know why. Is it a self-esteem thing? Is it a whole rah-rah, we're still a football team? And I guess there's a team literally calling themselves the football team, but I guess a declarative statement like that, makes sense for a team like the Jets that has been just a fucking dumpster fire for a while. And you just get this weird feeling that the Jets will fuck up their, draft lottery at some point or another in the last few weeks of the regular season. But, man, I just do not have any semblance of, I guess, optimism I would share with a Jets fan who would like to see a win in this game. And honestly, if you're a Jets fan, why would you want to see a win in this game? You want to check for Trevor. So you want to lose as many as fucking game as possible, right? So there you go. I'm just watching the fucking dumpster fire roll on over. And no guarantee that you're going to be good next year either. I mean, does Trevor Lawrence automatically make them good? Is that the argument I'm making? No. But what the argument I'm making is, if you are going to draft a kid like Trevor Lawrence, the way Cincinnati Bengals drafted fucking Joe Burrow, you got to make sure the entire fucking organization builds that shit around him prior to him getting there. And so that way, when the kid lands in your team, he has weapons. He has backup. He has fucking protection. And so he doesn't get fucked up. Like Joe Burrow. But I know the Jets aren't going to listen to reason, logic, common sense, or just any sort of historical fucking patterns that you've seen throughout the NFL and in their fucking organization. But yeah, that's the butt fumble in a nutshell. So there you go. So much salt in the morning. Yeah. I just shit on bad organizations. I do. And for a while, I could have been shitting on the Cleveland Browns. And I was. But it feels like they've turned things around. And I think this matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Tennessee Titans will be the ultimate test for the Cleveland Browns, in my mind. Now, I like the Browns at +3.5 here. Is it +3.5? Yes. My handwriting is piss poor, boys and girls. But what has been also piss poor is Baker Mayfield's play. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know if Tannehill's really underwhelming or really overrated. I have no idea. Maybe I'll just put him like right there in the middle. So I like this game to go under at 53. Now, the Browns winning this game, I think, comes down to making sure Baker's passing is under 20 attempts and you fucking pound the goddamn rock, man. You pound that goddamn ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. That's how you win the goddamn game. And you know what? Put some fucking jet motion fucking plays in there too. Get Jarvis Landry involved in all that shit. And hell, you paid Austin Hooper all that fucking money. Use him. Most overpaid fucking tight end. That's you can't back it up with stats. I can't back it up with stats at the moment. I'm just saying that just out of my ass right now. And if I do look up stats, I'm pretty sure he is probably a very overpaid tight end. But with the Titans, yeah, you got Derrick Henry on the other side, just eating up yards. But I get a feeling that despite Derrick Henry's just big dickishness, the Browns will get this game done. Now, moving on into the next game where the Cincinnati Bengals will be taking on the Miami Dolphins. Oh, boy. Ugly game because no young quarterbacks for either squad. And, yeah, I don't really know why this game exists. I mean, is it kind of a repeat of the Tank Bowl, Toilet Bowl last season? Probably. But I like the Cincinnati Bengals to cover at plus 10.5. But ultimately, the Dolphins get it done with a win. And you like to think this game goes over, but who the hell knows? Maybe it ends in a tie. Because that's just the way things can kind of work. Especially for the Bengals. And imagine if they got 2 ties in a season. Oh, good Lord. It would be a very Bengals thing, but interesting game to keep an eye out, I guess, for draft reasons if you're the Bengals. And really, seeding purposes if you're the Miami Dolphins. Which is some crazy shit, but there you go. You're heading on to the playoffs eventually if you can hold on. Now, who definitely has to hold on and make sure that everybody else, goes the way they want their shit to go. The Minnesota Vikings. I can't really say that shit proper, but the Minnesota Vikings will be hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars in an attempt to hopefully get to the playoffs because they are just hanging by a thread right now. And man, I gotta tell you, as much as Jacksonville has been, pretending to make noise, I think the Vikings ultimately get this done. Yet, I'd like the Jacksonville Jaguars here at plus 10 on the spread. Now, the under at 51 seems reasonable. Why? I think the Vikings defense is going to step it up here a little bit. I also think that Kirk Cousins isn't going to be complete ass, which definitely helps the Vikings, but should be all around interesting because the Vikings will always make things interesting. Did I just say that twice? I did. Redundancy is kind of an issue here, boys and girls, because you can't hype me up on boring games. I'm going to be honest with that shit. I mean, even if, I'm watching my own team, I can't hype myself up with boring games. And this game against the New York Giants, I think it's going to be a boring game. It's not to discredit or disrespect the Giants in any regards, but you're missing Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. And I get it. Joe Judge has been doing a pretty decent job. You're top of your division for whatever fucking that's worth. But let's be honest. Do you really think you're going to be any matchup against Russell Wilson, who can have some pretty horrendous games with the arrogance just shooting up his goddamn head, but within the pace of play that he's been showing out this year, like you really think you're going to stop him? You really think you're going to stop our defense when they're actually showing out? Okay. All right. good luck with that shit. And if I was a betting man and I don't bet on my team, I would like to think the Seahawks go ahead and cover the spread here at minus 10.5, which it's weird because they generally don't cover a large spread like that. But with this Giants team, I just get a weird feeling under our 47 and the Seahawks cover the spread. But I could be wrong. Right? I could be wrong. I mean, I'm always fucking wrong every goddamn week in the pick'ems and goddamn spread. So shit happens, kids. Shit happens. But I'm hoping in this next matchup, I'm wrong in the way of just picking a winner, and I hope for a tie, honestly. The LA Rams taking on the Arizona Cardinals, and feels like a really ugly game between these two. And I like the Cardinals here to win, cover the spread at plus 2.5, and the under 48. Jared Goff sucks. Okay, let's be real about that shit. Jared Goff sucks. Okay? And that defense for the Rams has been pretty stellar this season. I'm going to be real about that shit. That defense, their running game, on point. And as much as you have the black hole on offense on Jared Goff's part, you also have just a bevy of great receivers over there in the Rams. And I think as much as, Goff can, make noise and try to do whatever, I think the Cardinals can snuff that shit out. Kyler Murray comes out on top, and you're going to have a grimy-ass game between these two squads. And, yeah, as a Seahawks fan, you really want to see a tie here. I mean, it doesn't really happen, the magical tie, but if it does, I mean, it only helps out the cause for winning the division and potentially getting the first seed for that bye week, which would be absolutely huge. And yeah, I mean, this is a cutthroat division, cutthroat conference right now, to be honest, and coming down to the wire, boys and girls, and it is glorious, but should be a very, very good matchup between those two squads. Now, we got a relatively bad matchup in the next game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. And yeah, I think the Packers win -9, under 49.5. I mean, if you don't win, you're fucking pathetic, Packers. That's all I can say. With the Eagles, dude, you're a burning tire fire. Come on. Nothing else to say about you. You're depressing as hell. Doug Peterson needs to get the fuck out the goddamn team. And so does Howie Roseman. I mean, to be honest. I mean, both of you motherfuckers had to leave after the offseason. But no. Or during the offseason, but no. They kept your asses around. Pathetic. So, Packers, if you don't win, you're ass. If you do win, congratulations. No one cares. So, moving on into the next game, the New England Patriots taking on their slaves in the LA Chargers. Because why? Man, look at their fucking game against each other, the Chargers and the Patriots, and you will see the Patriots own the Chargers' soul. It's bad. It's bad. That's where all the Phil and Rivers memes come from. Just get owned by the Patriots. But despite not having the same cast of characters, I get a weird feeling that the Patriots pulls off a win, covers the +1.5 spread because they are the underdogs in this game, and breaks the Chargers' hearts. Because that's just what they're known for this season, especially this season under the helm of Anthony Lynn. And I don't think he's terrible. I just don't think Anthony Lynn is all that good. There are certain head coaches out there in the NFL that honestly aren't good as head coaches. They're fantastic as coordinators, but as head coaches, they're just arrogant assholes that can't string any fucking forms of thoughts or plays together. And honestly, Belichick, I feel, does the typical, Darth Sidious shit and just zaps the fuck out of the bolts, which is some ironic shit. But there you go. Chargers with the L and Patriots with the win. That moves on. Well, that moves us on into Sunday Night Football. Dude, the transitions and segues today are so fucking bad from my end. And I'm not going to apologize because I'm rushing this shit on a Sunday. And I'm a lazy cunt for that. Yes, but the lazier cunt is whoever made the fucking scheduling and the televised schedule for this fucking Sunday Night Football game between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Dude, If you can fucking plan out this stupid ass goddamn kung flu fucking game flexes, why can't you flex out terrible games out of prime time? You're really going to put up the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs? I'd rather watch the Arizona Cardinals and the LA Rams as primetime games, man. Because all I'm going to see in the Denver Broncos and Kansas City Chiefs game is the Kansas City Chiefs taking it easy, but they're ultimately going to cover that minus 13.5 spread. Because the Denver Broncos, what are they? Dead. Because the NFL, guess what? They don't give a fuck if you got injured quarterbacks or not with the Denver Broncos. Get out there. Wide receiver as quarterback, fuck you. Get the fuck out there. Unless you're the Baltimore Ravens or the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're not going to get extra fucking days to rest. Fuck off. So, all that influencing this game, I just don't care. Because it's going to be an ass whooping. And on Sunday Night Football, all those assholes on NBC are going to pick KC and no one's going to give a shit. And more than likely, I'm going to have that game on a tablet, playing some Vidya, got some Skyrim, got some fucking Fallout, got other sports ball shit I could play, so rather be doing that. But we got some interesting games on Monday and Tuesday. Watch out for that. So the two Monday games, we got the Washington Redskins taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And yeah, I think the Steelers win this game, but the Redskins, I think they come out with a interesting game here between the Steelers, where I think they cover the +7 and the over at 43 seems pretty reasonable. And for what should be a cakewalk for the Steelers, I know they're going to be arrogant fucks and not take it seriously. Yeah. Just remember, you let a broken RG3, Todd McSorley, and basically the practice squad off the Baltimore Ravens take you to a 2-point spread because your team barely showed out. And your team is led by Mike Tomlin, arrogant prick extraordinaire. But, oh no, perfect record. None of that matters, right? Perfect record. Football doesn't matter because perfect record. Perfect records make retards out of all of us. It really does. But Steelers fans, holy shit, the toxicity of this fucking fan base over the last few weeks has been exacerbated with this record. But yeah, keep on that fucking talk, man. Keep on that same fucking energy when I know inevitably you will burn down. Said that about the Rams. Said that about the 49ers. Consecutive years. Saying that about you motherfuckers, Steelers. You. I can see it. I can see the implosion in the distance. You motherfuckers can't. But it's coming. It's coming. But you're probably going to get that win against the Redskins. But no one cares. No one gives a shit. It's the goddamn Redskins. But they're leading the division. They're tied for the leading division. They're the Redskins! No one gives a fuck! They're so cucked, they don't even have a name anymore! They're called the football team! The DC assholes! Do you really care? Oh, but win's a win, the win. Alright. Okay, great. We're getting on that shit. All right, fantastic. Let's move on to the next game before I gotta slap some more fucking bullshit into your face. Not bullshit, some real shit. What you're giving me is bullshit with the Steelers. I'm giving you some real shit. But, all right, enough salt. Let's move on into the Buffalo Bills taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And weirdly enough, when I looked at the odds here, Buffalo is the underdog at +1. I'll take the Buffalo Bills. And you know what? I like the under at 47 too. Because on a Monday Night Football game, I don't think the 49ers get it done. I don't think, with whatever momentum has been going on in their favor for the 49ers right now, I do not see them beating the Buffalo Bills. I just don't. The Bills has been clicking on all corners. Their defense has been great. Offense with Josh Allen, toss up from here and there. But I think the Bills ultimately tidy their shit up and get a win there, over there in Arizona, because you can't play in Santa Clara. Right, California idiots? Right. But you're wearing the LA hat. I don't have to fucking like the goddamn politics behind that shit, do I? Yeah. Motherfucker. Try to lay off the salt, but the sodium count is too high. And so, when we talk about this Tuesday Night Football game, I'm going to have some salt here. The Dallas Cowboys taking out the Baltimore Ravens. And yes, the NFL favored Baltimore Ravens will be winning this game. Because you get extra fucking time, you get all this shit, and then you get Tuesday Night Football. Of course you fucking do. Shut the fuck up. Don't ever fucking bitch and moan, Ravens fans. Don't ever fucking bitch and moan ever about the NFL, because holy shit, this fucking league panders to your fucking squad each and every time. Whether it's the COVID protocols, whether it's the goddamn Lamar Jackson favoritism protocol, or any of that shit. Always for the Ravens. Narratives. Oh, he can't do any wrong. Lamar Jackson's still the best. He's an MVP. Fuck off. MVPs don't mean shit. They don't. At the end of the day, I mean, they're individual accolades. They're nice. I mean, they highlight one single season. But none of that shit matters when you constantly choke in the playoffs, right? Yeah. Doesn't. But kids, this was a very salty, shitty Piggyskin picks, because we are literally just an hour or two away from kickoff, and I'm trying to rush this shit up because I'm a procrastinating bitch. But hey, all the picks are in for me. So let's read it off from the top. I got the New Orleans Saints, the Detroit Lions, the Indianapolis Colts, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Cleveland Browns, the Miami Dolphins, the Minnesota Vikings, the Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, New Orleans. I already said New Orleans. I meant New England. You are really fucking up today. But hey, New England Patriots, Kansas City Chiefs, Pittsburgh Steelers, Buffalo Bills, and the Baltimore Ravens, while the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on their bye weeks, kids. So there's all the picks for this week in week 13, and that'll do it for me, as I will probably take a bit of a power nap. I am very tired. So go ahead and follow me at the Sky Lounge, and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents. Till next time, kids. Fuck off.